Good day, everyone. Thank you for coming to the channel. Today, I would like to go over my latest golf swing. So, I have been practicing, but I only played once recently, and it wasn't that good. Like I had to walk, and I got too tired too. So I was pushing a cart, and never played there before, first time, and yeah, it wasn't a good place to push a cart. But yeah, I'm back at it, and I want to get better. And there are things that I'm looking to try to get better on. So I want to kind of go over some of those things. Now, on the left, this was not a good swing, and I did not strike the ball well at all. And there are a lot of things that happens in the swing that I wanted to kind of touch bases with. So, if you guys see my videos in the past, there are two things I really emphasize for my swing. My ass losing the line, that's one thing I really don't want to do. And my hands are not in enough on the first move. I need to go in more, as Mo said, it's in and up. And in comes from a centrifugal force, rotation, the bodily rotation. So arms, shoulders, none of that did anything here. Because your body rotated like a pendulum, that's why like it goes in. And especially given the setup, I'm like more tilted, and all that secondary bend. So like, so anyways, those are the two things I'm looking for. Now, if you look at my swing as I go, so I'm like, I guess, a little bit better than before, but not as much as I would like. And right away, see, I'm losing my line. And, if you kind of watch my legs and see what the pelvis are doing, right? Because, okay, so like, if you imagine like three balls or something, so in the middle is like your center, and right and left of that, you have your right and left pelvis, right? So because of the way the anatomy is, right, if the right pelvis moves in a certain way, or if the left moves in a certain way, the others will move like a mirror. So in that sense, if you see my lower body and what's happening here, so in a way, like my left side is going forward, and my right side, my right pelvis, is just staying there. And as a result, I'm losing the line so much. Now, if you look at here, so I'm relatively parallel on the line, which is something that Graves always talk about. And I'm going through finishing my, backswing, but this is way too long, right? Like, my hands are off the line. I guess this, I guess it's kind of parallel, but I don't want to be this high. I said this in my previous video too. I thought I had fixed it, but I forgot, and now I'm doing something else, I guess. And I have lost so much on the line. It's just, yeah. If you look at Mo, like his ass is on the line throughout the whole time. Another thing is that my shoulder is too flat. And that's another thing, right? I think that's definitely a big thing where I'm losing my, my ass off the line. So in a way, like this side, the right side needs to like, stretch, and the left side needs to like get closer to each other. That's what needs to happen in order to stay tilted. And Arnold Palmer always said too, he just tried to aim his left shoulder to the ball. So in that sense, my left shoulder is not really at the ball. I need to tilt more. So anyways, if you see, here's a little, the transitional move, and I'm pushing off my, the trail side, and that's something our Graves talk about too. For Graves, they say you want to keep the weight on the inner thigh of your trail leg and the instep of your trail leg, and have your left leg flared open 15 to even 30 degrees. Ben Hogan did the same. So have the left side flared out so it's easier for you to move onto it, but have the trail side straight, not flared anyway, like not right or left. And Sean Clement from Wisdom in Golf talks about flaring the right side as well to allow more backswing rotation and whatnot, especially for older people. But yeah, Todd says no. And I see the logic why. Both in a way to a certain extent are right. But Todd's teaching, what Mo did, and I want to be pure Mo, I guess so. Anyways, I'm moving through the swing. I'm too high. This too, everything's too high. Right here, yeah. I need to be more here. but I'm just way too high, right? It's not good. And I'm back on the line here, but again, I need to be under. And going through, like, for me, like, my club head, I would like to see more here. So to me, like, this looks like I'm losing lag. I'm already casting. I'm about to release behind that ball. Because, I'm not able to keep that lag because I'm losing all those angles because of the, bad backswing. And here it looks like I'm coming in with the lag, but, I don't, you see, like, I still have not come back to that line. So think about it, right? If I haven't come back, then that much I haven't rotated. And as you would agree, that much right now is a huge amount of rotation we're talking about that would either help me propel through the ball or just, in this case, I'm not able to. So I hit behind the ball and I pull it left. Even this too, it doesn't look that clean. Like this whole front swing and I don't know, just everything is bad. And I guess another thing that shows that sign is right here, the front swing. It's like, and the whole bodily angle, you see how I'm losing, I keep losing the line and just, Moe, even through the front swing, his ass is on the line. So that's just amazing, really. Oh, what an envy, what an envy. But what a, a person I so admire, I so adore, I mean, if he was still alive, had I known, I would definitely spend all my money to go visit this guy and just say hi and give him a big hug. Yeah, I pull this left. You see the ball travels left. I look, it's like right away I know it too. I look down and it's, I try not to cuss and throw stuff, but still, can't hide my expression of negativity. And of course, Moe says, right, losers, look down and winners look up. So it's something I need to kind of, try to change, my, I guess, not just golf outlook, but life outlook too, right? Same thing, like what Moe always says to me is so philosophical. It's all about life. I mean, golf is just extension of life, right? Life is the source. Like human life, human, that's the beginning. That's where the source of all this begins from. And golf is just an extension from it. And, through golf, a lot of people do learn about truth about life and what you should and should not do and all these lessons of the universe. But the way Moe puts it in his words and gives it to us, it's just so remarkable. Like, yeah, I'm just so, amazed with Moe and all the things he said, like, about balance. He said, my swing balances me. So, wow. And, Ben Hogan also said about balance. Oh, yeah, it's the most important thing in golf swing. And Moe said, my swing balances me. It's like, how flabbergasting. It's just like, how could he have even thought to say that kind of sense? What audacity. It's just like Yoon Ye-jung, with the Korean actress from Minari who won the award earlier this year. And I mean, the first thing she says, I mean, I know her, I'm Korean, so I've seen her in films in Korea before. And she's like speaking a really nice fluent English. I mean, she lived there 10 years, so, but still, she's like, the first thing she says, like, I forgive you all white people. Y'all, because Brad Pitt mispronounced her name. That's why. It's like, she says like, Jo Jung-yoon, Cho Jung-yoon. But it's Yo Jung-yoon. In American way of calling, but in Korean it's Yoon Yo Jung. And then first thing she says, oh, I forgive you all white people, tonight. It's like, yeah, you can call me whatever you want. And I'm just like, wow, did she really say that? And all these people are just clapping at her about it. Her just courage and audacity. The same thing with Moe, he just spoke the truth in his way. So on the right side, it was a much better swing. And one thing that I do here, this is something Mike Austin talks about too. Do you see that my trail leg? You can see my lead leg slightly. So what I'm doing is I'm using it as a trigger move. Like Jordan Spieth also, I don't know if he still does it, but I know he did it before. So it's just kind of momentum. It's like golf swing is a pendulum. So if you have like it's the same thing as that toy, not a toy, but you go to like a playground, seesaw, yeah, seesaw. Like so you put your kid on the seesaw, and when you push your kid, right? Like how easy? I mean you can just stand still and just push the kid, but it'll be kind of what I mean. Like it's not that good, right? Momentum wise, you might actually do bodily harm to the kid if you just push too hard forward from zero momentum. So what's the best way, right? From standstill, you go back, you pull back slowly, and then you release, and everything is in momentum. Perfect pendulum. So same logic here, right? Sean Clement from Wisdom in Golf, he talks about this too. And many other players did this. Mike Austin, who is another like kind of Moe Norman like character, but it's kind of different way. But he also talks about this too, the trigger move. So I incorporate it sometimes here and there, but I think I'm gonna make it permanent for my scene. I gotta do that trigger move all the time. Just it's just like I said, it's a seesaw logic. It's better to have that trigger move, just to help yourself out. I mean, anything that gives you that slight advantage and simplifies the game, just as Mo did, why not? So on this, see if you see, so I had that see I lifted up slightly almost because my weight's on the front, right, to the balls of my foot, and then just I sit on it, and as I sit on it, you can see like how my pants just went beyond the line. So to me, at least my pelvis, my right side pelvis, has moved back. Definitely more than this one. I mean, if I compare the similar position in the swing, see? I mean, this is actually slightly more, and my pants hasn't gone back the line, whereas here you can clearly see my pants has gone back the line. So, and then because I have gone back and given myself that space in a way, then my left side could just do whatever. So I'm not even thinking about the left because my right already did it. So, because of our anatomy, right, the other side is almost like a mirror image. It has to move almost. It just does. Our bodies are connected left and right. And that's what happens. So relatively, I have lost less line. I mean, slightly still, I guess. But it's better than before. So, and as I'm going back, here's my parallel. And it's better than earlier one, I think. I don't know if you guys can see because of the tree, but it's at a more comfortable and a better position. Like I guess here would be the comparable, but see, I have more space than here. This is so narrow. That's how steep I am here. So this, I'm a little bit more round. I'm less steep, but I like to be more round than this. And Moe swing would probably end around here, right? He ends around shoulder, but that's something I'm still kind of trying to work on. And also another thing that I did here, I've been watching this on other YouTube coaches too, where like they talk about the backswing being like a pulling an arrow on a bow. It's that right-sided motion, and yeah, I'm also confirming that more and more. So I guess people can talk about sequence and whatnot, but in a way, there's something that consciously you gotta do with your body to have things happen. And for me, in a sense of in and up, like, so my first part is this leg motion to move my right side pelvis behind, and then get that, try to keep my ass on the line. And also because of that motion, it gives me a tilt as well. And another thing is the number 2 move that Graves will talk about, where the continuation of the swing, your body would kind of stay still, and then just your right hand and your right side just kind of folds up. That's a single leverage, the one plane, the single. Well, not one plane. One plane is something talked about Jim Hardy, which I used to try but didn't work. But single plane is like this logic, because one plane is like having 2 parallel lines. So you have the parallel address, and when you're on the top of your backswing, you're parallel to that, but you're not on the same line. That's one plane. So single plane is this. It's one whole line throughout the whole thing. So anyways, let me just go through. So that's my top. It's better than this top, right? I'm more connected, not connected, but closer to the line. But I am kind of long, but my loss on the line is not as much as the bad one. And I'm going through, and I guess right here, right? It's right here. It's kind of steep still, but my hands are all the way back there, so there's a lot of space to work with. And one frame, yes, I'm high, yes, I know, but here, like already from here, like, and if I compare, so this would be the same position, similar position. So here I'm vertical still, but here I'm back on the line at least. On the next frame, I come back on the line. But here now, like, it is a little bit more steep than I would like, but it is better coming in, see? Like, I'm like, See, this one is like actually already past this area. I'm still behind and coming in, and right here too. So on this one, I don't have that angle, but you can see like I'm coming in and I'm still, holding on to that lag. My right hand is all hinged and folded. And the biggest thing is my ass is back on the line. So that's, that's the pivotal part, And going in, this is like right before impact. And if you see, you can see so clearly, like, and I guess that's something I still need to work with. Like my striking position of this ball is a little bit more towards the, I guess the heels, right? So it needs to be a little bit more like towards the, towards like, yeah, to the right, I guess, a little bit more. And that would be more like, I guess, more ideal position. But still, it's like right before impact, and thankfully all my angles look pretty solid. My club right here at the line, right? Same as the dress, my ass is relatively back. My spine angle has relatively been kept. And then here, post impact, I'm losing the line, but the front angle is so much better than this one. Yeah, look at that front angle. I mean, now that's ugly. This much better. And yeah, right here, it's like perfect parallel. But I'm losing the line. And again, with Moe, even at this angle, he would have still kept the line. So, one thing I need to try to, really focus on is what Moe also said about the trail knee. He said that his trail knee works behind his lead knee. And he emphasized that if the trail knee comes in the front, that's a bogey golf. And that's exactly what's happening to me right here. Right? It's my trail pelvis is going too much, and my left side, I guess, my left pelvis side not going back enough and not staying in there long enough. It's like, I guess at impact it's like relatively okay, but post impact I'm losing that. And I mean, even this kind of motion that my body is making, the momentum is all delivered to the ball. So in a way, this is that much erroneous in a way. So this is that much error and mistake that's happening. Moe, like I said, he would have kept that ass on the line, and he did. So, and here, yes, I'm relatively more bent on the finish. I'm not like completely standing up, so I like that. But it's that, twisting, right? Like on the backswing, as a right-handed hitter, your right side of the body needs to extend, and your left side needs to like shrink, kind of fold. And then on the front swing, it's the opposite. The right side needs to bend, and then the front side needs to, like the left side needs to like extend out or like stretch out, So I guess that's another thing that's playing a role where it's not like I'm not doing it good enough. I'm not, tilting properly. That's why. Or I'm not maintaining my tilt throughout the swing, which also affects your spine angle and all that too. So that's, that's a little bit of thing that I would like to still work on. And let me also kind of show you my driver. With my driver, like in general, I do lose the line like heavily, a lot. But so let me draw the lines. So I was trying with similar, logic and idea, trying to, have that trigger move, and trying to keep my ass on the line, and just, try to be as Moe as possible. The biggest thing is the ass on the line, seriously. If you can keep that ass on the line, all these other things will fall in place. And also, keeping the ass on the line is nothing you gotta do so artificial. It is something natural. And I just, I just need to really find that in my swing still. So, if I go through, you see, I have that little slight trigger move, which makes me, step on my heels and try to send my pelvis backwards. So, I guess another thing let me try to do here. I'm going to draw one line vertical here. So you guys can see how much the knee has moved back. I think that's an important thing to notice. Yeah, it's not as much. It could be more than that. Right? It's only that's even very generous. So yeah, my knee in a way needs to move back more. So from where it was at address, it needs to go back more. And I guess in a way, like I don't feel too comfortable to, So I feel, see, it just kind of locks out. And as it locks out, my left side of pelvis moves forwards and boom, I lose the line. And yeah, I continue to lose the line as I finish my backswing, which requires me to, have my lead pelvis move forward, which allows my arms to go back like that. But one thing I really paid attention and really worked out fine is my right arm. Like the way I feel, because this is how I do my short swing too. Like I just, do the hinge on the right side and then just keep that and I just do the right side and just try to swing and then, like I'm making pure contact all the time. So I realized about that, definitely it's the right side. It's like pulling that out. The right side is a trigger. It needs to begin. I was starting with the left side before. And yeah, it just threw my bottom, like the location of my bottom of the swing, like inconsistent. Every time I try to like, you know, start with my left armpit kind of. There's a lot of people say that too. Oh, it's the lead side that begins. That I was doing that, and no, I realized no, that's wrong. It's the trail side. This needs to go, and it's been giving me better results. So here's the top of my backswing, and yes, my hands are off the line, my ass is off the line, but I was doing that. I was just doing the right side after I finished the first move, and it really put me in a good position, a good feeling too. Really, I was really feeling like I can really strike it solid. And if you see, it's gonna come back, the swing, the circle. Yeah. So I'm still on a little bit high, but yeah, it's still a little bit high overall here too. Like, it needs to get better. But here, I'm kind of back on the line, and you guys can see like it is steep. Maybe I should be more like here, but nevertheless, the shallowness is coming. And right here, yeah, a lot of shallowness happened. And I'm trying to recover the lost space, but in the end, not as much. But through the impact, you can see it wasn't too. Oh yeah, wow. So here's my front swing, but yeah, that's a lot of loss. And then I go through, and so yeah, this ass on the line is still the thorn on my side, but it is an improvement for me, and I know exactly what I'm trying to do right now. So for me, it's just getting the trail pelvis, the right side, behind me more. I want that behind because I want to keep my ass on the line. That's all I'm trying to do. So anyways, this is my analysis of the swing. Hopefully this was informational for you if you're chasing Moe Norman Swing or just in regular golf swing in general too. This is something that's been discussed in a lot of YouTube golf stuff that I've been watching, like Western stuff as well as Korean stuff. So yeah, a lot of people are talking about similar things right now. So hopefully, yeah, this helps you out. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.